This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. The shortened Big Ten season kicks off tonight. The Badgers playing host to Illinois at Camp Randall.
We have team coverage with sports director Zach Handley and our Adam Duxter. And let's start with Adam, who's been spending the afternoon on a very different looking Regent Street today. Adam?
Yeah, well, coronavirus isn't just impacting everything that's happening inside Camp Randall, but everything outside as well, with the popular bars along Regent Street trying to find a way to make it work. And what it means is bars like Lucky's and Scotty Bar will be limited to 25% of their normal capacity. And this year, both are using an app called Line Leap to help with reservations, which you'll need to get inside. Well, it's not the standing room only crowds they're used to. Managers say today it's trying to make the best of the situation.
We all were making different plans, just seeing what would work the best, trying to make it feel normal for everybody. And honestly, I mean, you have 8,000 people that had tickets that are no longer able to go to the stadium, so we're trying to make everybody feel comfortable and feel like they have some kind of experience.
Public Health Madison-Dane County says they'll be keeping a close eye on those capacity limits, with MPD making sure parties outside the stadium don't get too big. Anything with more than 25 people outside could land students here outside of Camp Randall tickets of over $300. But despite all that, there is still football to be played tonight here at Camp Randall. And for that, we turn to sports director Zach Handley, who has everything we need to know about the game.
Yeah, Adam, it's great to be talking Badger football outside Camp Randall, but it's also a little weird with fans not going in to get their seats right now. And that's something the team has been trying to get used to over the past couple weeks. With no fans in the stands, the Badgers know they have to bring their own juice, or BYOJ as they would like to say, on every game day. And after practicing in an empty Camp Randall, they wanted to make sure that you know that they don't like it, but they're also getting used to it.
We're used to practicing in the empty stadium. So I think somebody said, Bill Belichick said that, football without fans is just practice.
It's about who's going to go out there and play better football, who's going to go out there and execute the game plan better. So, I mean, there aren't any excuses to be made. It's going to definitely, going to be different. Like I said, our fans are the best, but you got to go out there and just play football.
Hey, and coming up at 6, we'll hear from Graham Mertz for one final time before he makes his first career start as a Badger quarterback.
All right, Zach and Adam outside Camp Randall. We're ready for this one tonight. Now, when you tune in, you'll see a very different look to those Badger helmets. The players will have a black W emblem on their headgear tonight. It's a symbol of unity. The university says it is a symbol of using a platform to inspire change and equality between all races.
So will the weather cooperate for the start of the game tonight? Let's check your forecast with meteorologist Dana Fulton. Dana?
It is going to be chilly this evening. Definitely feels like football weather outside. Skies becoming partly cloudy overnight, but right now, thankfully, we don't have to factor in any rain coming down during the game as our high-resolution radar quiet, even though it is still cloudy outside. We did pick up quite a bit of rain over the last 48 hours. Those totals in the northwest portion of Dane County stretching up towards the Dells. Some areas getting well over 4.5 inches of rain. Around Janesville, closer to 2.5 inches. Lone Rock, the highest that we did get a report for, over 4.5 inches of rain. Just about 2.8 in Madison with those 2-day totals adding up. Platteville just under 2 inches of accumulation. So the lack of rain coming down right now, a bit of a welcome change. Still cloudy outside though, and again, still chilly for this evening. We're at 40 degrees right now, and temperatures will drop below freezing tonight. It's going to stay chilly through the weekend with an opportunity for some light rain and snow by the start of next week. But we'll look at your full forecast in just a few minutes, Eric.
Dana, thank you. Over 4,000 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed throughout Wisconsin in the past day. According to state and county health officials, the state's lifetime total is now at 190,819. More than 39,000 of those cases remain active. The amount of deaths nearly doubled today at 37. 1,760 deaths have now been confirmed since the start of the pandemic. DHS officials said an additional 183 were hospitalized. That's up from yesterday's 151.
For the first time since the pandemic hit our state, more than 100 people are in Dane County Hospital COVID units.
Well, Madeline O'Neill tells us how Madison's hospitals are adapting to keep up.
Unity Point Health Meritor Hospital currently has about 9 COVID-19 patients in intensive care, 30 patients total. That's a dramatic increase from their previous high in the spring of 18. St. Mary's has about 30, and the University Hospital is caring for 40 patients. 30% total are in intensive care, while 5 are children. Unity Point Meritor's chief medical officer says they're doing all they can to care for as many people as they can, and there's no magic number when they'll hit capacity.
I think when I was asked that question a couple of weeks ago, I said, well, I think we could go to around 20 some, and now I'm at the 30 mark, and I'm needing to go up higher than that.
To adapt, Meritor has been redeploying staff, converting rooms, and bringing in additional physicians from clinics. The Alliant Energy Center is still a possibility for a field hospital, but that's not an option that leaders are hoping to take. We'll tell you why tonight at 6. In Madison, Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.
Now, officials know that same message of hand washing, mask wearing, and staying home is repetitive, but they stress it really is more important than ever.
The White House coronavirus response coordinator is back in Madison, but the state is in a very different position than when she visited this summer.
Our Amanda Quintana live at the Capitol with her message about the surge of cases in the Badger State. Amanda?
Yes, well, Dr. Deborah Birx was here back in August talking to Governor Evers and health leaders. And back then, she was here to see how well Wisconsin was doing at handling these outbreaks at that point. Now it is a very different story here in the state. Now, one thing Wisconsin is actually doing right is on college campuses. Dr. Birx said it's what the universities are doing that we are going to have to learn from. They're testing proactively to find asymptomatic spreaders, those who are infecting others without even knowing it.
Universities that required weekly testing of students, staff, and faculty have extraordinary low community spread. What do I mean? There's very little infection of the students because they're constantly finding those cases early and isolating them for 10 days, and that prevents community spread.
She says most likely those asymptomatic spreaders are young people, and they're not the ones going to get tested on their own at Alliant. She wants to see the state transfer what UW is doing into our communities. Now, although when UW students did return back to campus, we did see a surge in cases, she's thankful that students were able to go back to campus so that they could do all of that testing and we could learn from it.
All right, Amanda, thank you. There are now multiple requests in front of the state Supreme Court to hear a case challenging the state's mask mandate.
Our Amy Reed spoke with the law firm behind one of those challenges.
Our law has got the capacity, it has the avenues for us to respond, and unfortunately, those in power have not chosen to use them.
Rick Essenberg with the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty says his clients have a right to government functioning by the Constitution.
It's perfectly possible for the state to have a mask mandate if it wishes to have one, and to impose that burden on its citizens, but it has to do it in the right way.
That's the reasoning he's taking to court, asking the state Supreme Court to hear his client's side if the court takes on a case. He said the court's ruling in May against the Safer at Home order should have forced Evers to go through a rulemaking process instead of declaring emergencies. That path would have included the legislature in the pandemic response. A judge in western Wisconsin didn't agree when he heard the case earlier this month, especially given the power the legislature does have to overturn these orders if they pass a resolution. The governor continues to argue these orders, which allow for a statewide mask mandate, are necessary.
If this weren't absolutely serious and if this wasn't an emergency, I wouldn't be sitting here twice a week asking you to stay home, physically distance, and wear a face covering whenever you're out.
Evers' lawyers argue in a separate case he can declare more public health emergencies if they're merited. They compare the current situation with thousands of new cases of COVID-19 per day to receding and rising floodwaters or multiple responses during an ongoing war.
Nearly 8 months into the pandemic, COVID-19 has claimed over 1.1 million lives worldwide, more than 223,000 of them here in the U.S. Yesterday, more than 71,000 new infections were reported in the U.S., the fourth highest total since the pandemic started. The coronavirus even spreading in areas with existing rules for wearing masks and social distancing. The Association of American Medical Colleges is calling for a coordinated national testing program.
With routine testing, we can find places and find individuals who are infected faster and make sure we isolate them until they are no longer contagious.
The federal government appears to be focusing its efforts on developing vaccines and treatments. Yesterday, the FDA officially approved a COVID-19 drug. The antiviral remdesivir was among the medications administered to the president when he fell ill earlier this month.
A new study shows that wearing masks could save thousands of U.S. lives. According to the modeling study out of the University of Washington, as of September 21st, only about 49% of U.S. residents reported they always wear a mask in public. The study suggests that if that number of mask wearers went up to 95%, more than 100,000 lives could be saved from COVID-19 through February. But on the flip side, if mask wearing remains at 49% and states continue to remove social distancing mandates, the U.S. death toll could reach 1 million through the end of February. AstraZeneca will resume working on an experimental coronavirus vaccine. The drug maker paused its trials back in September after one of their volunteers suffered from inflammation in her spinal cord and had trouble walking. That caused the FDA to review its safety precautions and make sure that those symptoms were not brought on by the shot. UW Health will also resume its trial.
There's more to come on News 3 now at 5. Up next, President Trump and challenger Joe Biden back on the campaign trail a day after the final presidential debate last night. And coming up tonight at 6, the latest on the number of coats that were donated by the community for Coats for Kids. We'll show you how you can help distribute them. That story next hour. And mixed numbers to close the week on Wall Street. The Dow falling 28, and the NASDAQ adds more than 42. The S&P 500 climbs a dozen. And we'll be right back.
We all know that on its own, his work does not capture the full measure of Joe Biden. Folks don't just feel like they know Joe, the politician. They feel like they know the person. When Joe sticks up for the little guy, we hear the young boy who used to stand in front of the mirror, determined to vanquish a debilitating stutter. When Joe talks to auto workers whose livelihoods he helped save, we hear the son of a man who once lost his job. When Joe talks about hope and opportunity for our children, we hear the father who rode the rails home every night so he could be there to tuck his kids into bed. When Joe talks to Gold Star families who've lost a hero, we hear another father of an American veteran, somebody whose faith has been tested and who knows who to lean on to find the light. A resilient and loyal and humble servant. And through his life, he has never once forgotten the values and the moral fiber that made him who he is. The best part is he's nowhere close to finish.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we live where you live, so we know getting ready for winter is essential. We're your cold weather experts with everything you need to gear up for the cold, snowy weather ahead. Like half off these men's Keen Utility waterproof boots, 25% off zero exposure outerwear for the family, and get your vehicle ready for winter with a new Farm and Fleet titanium battery, $10 off. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
I'm a mom, a grandma, and a business owner. Our family repaired 3 barns and a 100-year-old farmhouse for our small business. I was raised to believe in hard work and that a person's word is sacred. As your assemblywoman, I'll work hard for our small towns and family farms, to rebuild our schools and main streets, and be your fiscal watchdog to make sure our tax dollars come back to work for us here at home.
The Social Security Administration just released a report saying that if a plan like the one Trump is proposing goes into effect, the Social Security Trust Fund would be, and I quote, permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. Put it plainly, Trump's plan would wipe out Social Security. If I'm your president, we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You have my word. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Tonight at
6. We're live outside Camp Randall for the Badgers season opener. And as cases continue to skyrocket, the White House coronavirus response coordinator meets with the governor and Wisconsin health leaders.
At CBS News, true journalism listens to all voices and leaves the decisions to you. CBS News, America decides.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Just 11 days now until the election, and after the debate last night, both President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden are back on the campaign trail. President Trump touted a deal to normalize relations between Israel and Sudan at the White House, and then he turned his focus back to the campaign trail with 2 stops in the key state of Florida. Meanwhile, Joe Biden was in his home state of Delaware. The latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll estimates the Sunshine State and Ohio as toss-up states, while Joe Biden holds a slight edge in Pennsylvania. President Trump making a couple more campaign stops here in Wisconsin ahead of Election Day. Tomorrow night, the president will hold a Make America Great Again rally. That'll be at Stein Aircraft Services in Waukesha. And on Tuesday, he'll be in West Salem in the La Crosse area.
Democrats and Republicans are weighing in on the debate last night. Senior campaign advisor for President Trump, Steve Cortes, says the president wants to defeat this virus, while Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin says Joe Biden is clear about his plans for addressing the pandemic.
As he said during the debate last night, this isn't about your family, referring to Trump, or my family. This is about Americans and their families. And, looking in the camera as he says that, that's the sort of empathy that he has.
He believes that we cannot live in abject fear of the virus and of each other. We cannot let it dominate our lives. We are learning how, and he's correct, we are learning how to manage the risks, how to take appropriate precautions, and how to protect the people who are highly vulnerable to the dire effects of the virus.
Madison voters are continuing to head to the polls ahead of Election Day. The Madison city clerk says over 108,000 absentee ballots have been issued, and over 85,000, or about 79% of them, have been returned. Since in-person absentee voting started earlier this week, over 6,000 Madisonians have cast their ballots. Madison has over 189,000 total registered voters. More than 50 million Americans have already cast their ballots for the presidential election. That's 36% of the total ballots cast in the 2016 election. In Texas alone, more than 6.3 million people have already voted, according to data from the Texas Secretary of State. Nationwide, voters in 48 states and D.C. have already set records.
The wildfire that exploded into a major fire in northern Colorado this week is now the state's second largest. The East Troublesome fire grew by nearly 70 square miles in just the past 24 hours. The massive fire covers about 265 square miles now, an area larger than the entire city of Chicago. Gusts of up to 55 miles an hour, low humidity, and thousands of acres of dead trees are fueling the flames. At least 6,500 homes have been evacuated. The Grand County Sheriff says several structures in the town of Grand Lake have been destroyed.
An area that we thought was pretty good the other day, we're now seeing fire in. And so fires close to houses, fires close to our roadways.
Fire crews may soon get a break, though. Forecasters predict rain Saturday night and then snow on Sunday.
Let's get a check on our forecast for the weekend. Here's Dana.
Right now, we still have that cloud coverage hanging out, but as we look at the Platteville area with our Queen D Radio Skycam, you can see a little bit of light coming through, so we might get a little bit of color for sunset, but these clouds will stay for the next several hours before we steadily become partly cloudy to start off our Saturday. Temperature-wise, that'll help us drop a little bit. For us, right now, things are pretty quiet outside. Much of that rain and light snow now moving well to the east, so we'll stay dry overnight. That cold front driving those showers right now with some stronger storms looking up to parts of Ohio and into Michigan. Behind it, our breeze coming in from the northwest, so it's chilly outside today, and high pressure is going to keep things overall pretty quiet for Saturday. Just chilly outside. It's not until late Saturday and into Sunday that we start to see our next chance for some moisture developing. Overnight, again, mostly cloudy for the next few hours, but will start to become partly cloudy after midnight. But notice this chance for some fog developing tomorrow morning. Likely that we're going to have areas of fog early Saturday. Temperatures will be close to 30 for early early in the morning, again dropping below freezing for us. Throughout the day, a variably cloudy sky with high temperatures barely getting close to 40 degrees. Another day with chilly afternoon highs. Saturday, mostly cloudy throughout the day with some shower chances starting to develop in the afternoon and evening. And some of these shower chances will likely be mixed with some snowfall, mainly north of Dane County, though. So that continues through the evening, and then overnight Sunday into Monday, we also have the chance to see some light snow. This isn't going to lead to much accumulation, but those grassy areas could see a little bit of light accumulation by early Monday morning. This is likely going to clear out and lead to a dry Monday afternoon. Overall totals with all of that precip coming through, staying under 1/10 of an inch generally. So again, even if that light snow does start to pick up a little bit of steam, likely only going to see a light dusting for those grassy areas and along the edge of our roadways. Temperature-wise, it's going to be cooler outside. Looking at our 6 to 10-day outlook, likely we'll be trending below average into early November. But our 8 to 14-day outlook not swinging in one direction or the other for Madison and for all of southern Wisconsin. The warmer weather will be sticking out to the west. Tomorrow, about 40 for afternoon highs. The chance for some fog early in the morning. Otherwise, just variably cloudy and chilly outside. Quite a bit below average as we look through the weekend and into next week. We continue to see below average temperatures. Breezy on Sunday with the chance for some rain showers mixing with snow at night. We'll have that morning mix on Monday, and then likely next week that we're going to be in more of a dry stretch with partly sunny skies and not a lot of opportunities for any sort of precipitation to develop, whether light rain or light snow passing through. As we look ahead to Halloween Saturday, I know a lot of folks will be celebrating at home or inside, but if you're trying to do anything just out in the backyard with your family, know that it is going to be chilly outside. High temperatures will be in the upper 40s for afternoon highs, but once we get through sunset, those temps will quickly drop down closer to 40 degrees. As far as traffic is concerned right now, we were watching an accident on 39 southbound. That accident has been cleared, but traffic's still moving very slowly as things start to get back up and moving. That's on the southbound side. Northbound, we were seeing delays from folks trying to rubberneck right beside it. They're now moving along just fine. And that's going to continue on up into Dane County as far as the interstate moving smoothly once you get through that spot. The Beltline not looking too delayed right now. In fact, from Janesville to the Beltline, we're at about 26 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and Sun Prairie to downtown, a quick 9-minute drive this evening. That's a quick look at traffic. All
right, Dana, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, how you can help children and their families at the American Family Children's Hospital. That's coming up next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
Attention, fellow seniors. This election will determine your Medicare benefits. Under President Trump, Medicare premiums in Wisconsin have gone down 21%. But with the Biden-Harris health care plan, Medicare will change. Private insurance eliminated. Hospitals closed. You could even lose your doctor. Protect your Medicare coverage. Vote for President Trump. Learn more at seniorsbeware.com.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 833-918-4499.
Because talk is cheap. Let's look at what Joe Biden's done. During the last economic crisis, President Obama trusted Joe to lead the recovery and bring us back. Now he has the plan to do it again, to revive and reinvest in jobs and real help for middle-class families. He'll listen to experts to get control of the virus so we can build back even better. Joe Biden, a president to get it done. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Get more for your kitchen now at the Brothers Maine Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale. We want you to absolutely love your new kitchen, so you'll get big savings on the latest incredible products from GE and our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. We want you to be 100% satisfied every time. That's why we're the More Store. The Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale with more selection, more savings, and more kitchen. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
There is still time to donate to the Radiothon that helps the American Family Children's Hospital.
Today is the last day of the fundraiser. For the past 3 days, Midwest Family Broadcasting radio stations have been sharing stories of parents and patients. The final day is normally spent at the hospital, but the pandemic, of course, is keeping things virtual this year. The money supports all types of things at the hospital, from family meals to items needed in the NICU to games and toys for patients. Something that is very important right now because they can't leave their rooms.
And now, especially, we do need help with getting items that the patients can actually keep. And so we don't have to worry about that cleaning and sterilizing. They just keep it right there in their room.
Again, this fundraiser goes on to help so many of the programs at the hospital. Last year, the Radiothon raised more than $700,000. The goal is to match or exceed that this year. If you'd like to donate, the number is 877-719-KIDS.
And stay with us. Dana will have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
Got the lowest prices of the season now at Ashley Home Store. Clearance and floor sample furniture is 50% off or more. Plus, take a bonus 5% off our sale prices, including clearance. And interest-free financing for up to 4 years. Only at Ashley Home Store.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
What does that mean for you? Household incomes down $6,500 a year. Higher gas prices at the pump and utility bills at home.
And here's how it works. I'm going to raise taxes.
Small businesses pay more. 5 million jobs lost.
You're going to get a tax raise.
An economy in ruins. That's what Joe Biden's tax increase means for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Menards makes it easy to add a distinctive touch to your home's exterior. Start with Owens Corning shingles. Nobody has more in stock than Menards. And right now they're all 11% off. Stop leaks on existing roofs with Sealbest 10-year warranty white elastomeric roof coating. It's easy to apply, just brush, roll, or spray. A 4.75-gallon bucket is only $49.99 after 11% rebate. Save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
This is an important election announcement. Early voting is open in Wisconsin. You can same-day register and vote at an early voting site during the one-stop early voting period. Don't forget to bring your photo ID when you go. Go to iwillvote.com and see where you can early vote now. The Democratic National Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Here's how my plan works. Anyone making less than $400,000 a year won't pay a penny more. I'm going to ask the very big corporations to pay their fair share. We're going to invest in creating millions of good-paying jobs. We're going to ease the burden of the major costs in your life. Healthcare. We're going to protect Social Security, increase the benefits for millions of seniors. When I announced I was running, I said that's the reason, to rebuild the backbone of this country. Hard-working folks in the middle class. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
It's the Quick Ship Mattress Sale of the Season at Ashley Home Store. Get your best night's sleep faster than any other store in Wisconsin and find unbeatable doorbusters like these. Plus, interest-free financing for up to 6 years while they last at Ashley Home Store.
Final check on the weekend forecast.
It's a little chilly outside right now. We'll stay cloudy through the evening. Tomorrow, variably cloudy skies with high temperatures close to 40 degrees. Still chilly for our Saturday. Temperatures below freezing to start off Sunday with some showers starting to develop in the afternoon. Could mix with a little light snow late in the day and into Monday morning. Overall, that accumulation, though, staying well under 1/10 of an inch. That's going to mix and end early Monday. By the afternoon, the clouds start to clear out, and we move to a drier pattern for the rest of the week. Partly sunny skies, but still chilly outside. High temperatures will stay in the 40s, and those overnight lows will be dropping below freezing down into the 20s for most of those mornings.
All right, we'll have more updates next hour. 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.